back, fresh off the heels of the Palestinian beer, and on something completely different, as Monty Python say. And this next one, I'd be very surprised if anyone's had this, from America. Mm-hmm. It is Alaskan Amber.
Ooh.
Anyone ever had that before?
No, absolutely not.
So I bought this in a beer shop in California for $1.99, bargain.
Wow.
And yeah, it's an alt style ale. So
what?
An alt style
like
ale.
Alt beer.
So would you like to open up the
alt beer?
If you want to open it up and have a look, and just show you the Alaskan Amber.
Nice.
You got nice. So have a look at the pictures. Clearly, this is they focused on the Alaskan kind of fishing and
trawler, mountains,
it's quite classic.
Trees.
Stan Rogers would have loved this.
Sarah Palin.
There is no story to be had. It is just what it is. But it was $1.99. So Quino, while I crack this open, would you like to read the tasting notes?
Right. Tasting notes down here. So it's bright copper in glass with a thick white head, malty on the nose with hints of fruit, medium body, a bit of biscuit and caramel emerging on the palate, dry and satisfying finish. Semicolon, a subtle beer that disappears with alarming speed.
Wow.
It's odd to include that in the tasting notes.
Not semicolon.
No. Disappears with alarming speed. It leaves you with nothing. It just goes. I can't say I've been a huge fan of alt beer before, so I will be interested.
Okay, well, so that's
I still don't really know what this alt style thing is.
So alt beer is a Dusseldorf style of beer, and it tends to be this very caramelly copper style of like normally heavily carbonated. But if you're in Dusseldorf and the purists there go it's not handful, but it's not nearly as carbonated as you get it. The larger producers of it put it out to the rest of Germany.
Because then it said alt something, I thought it would be like a classic Americanism, like alt-right or something. It's like it's alternative beer for edgy people, but it's
it might be.
Okay, well, let's have a look. Should we have a look at it first? Don't smell it yet, so I think it's going to be quite pungent.
Incidentally, they have a massive.
It is properly copper coloured. It's a sort of thin white head.
Yeah. It smells like alt beer.
Yeah. Should we go for the smell then? Oh, that is quite. It's quite potent, isn't it?
Mm. You know that's coming. Yep.
So they have a massive rivalry with Malone.
This is 5.3, by the way. I didn't say that. It's 5.3%. So it's not blow your heads off strong, but you can smell the hops in this.
Yeehaw.
So I think that sounds quite nice.
I was going to say it's the smell is very much. I grew up in Bristol, very close to the Courage Brewery. That's St George's Brewery, which is now part demolished and part turned into luxury flats. And the smell in this beer is incredibly reminiscent of the smell that used to go wafting through Bristol city centre most days of the week when they were brewing.
So this is from Alaska.
Very reminiscent.
Right.
It did look like there was some secret information in that cap.
It just says beer powered beer.
It was very disappointing.
Beer.
We thought we had clues. Clues!
Yeah, fair enough. Right, should we go for the taste? Cheers,
Give it a
lads.
go.
Cheers.
That doesn't taste anywhere near as much as I expected it to based on the smell.
I thought it would have a lot more body to it.
It's alright.
It's got the hop profile I expect from alt beer, but it's
I don't think I could drink a terrible lot of it, but...
Well, I think I could drink more of it than I could drink most alt beer.
It's very caramelly, isn't it? Very biscuity, very caramelly.
But it doesn't sit heavy.
No.
Which is normally my problem with that real caramel flavour, is that it sits really heavy and kind of just...
Gets cloying after two.
Yeah, cloying and just kind of fights the hop flavour. This is, I would say, is a very American take on an alt beer. Because alt beer tends to be very caramelly and not really a lot of hop.
This is
a lot of hop for German beer.
Yeah, this is kind of a light version, probably spelled L-I-T-E.
That's the way they do it.
Alt light. There we go.
Let's have a quick look at the. So there's anything interesting in the story that I might want to pick out.
I mean, it's decent, isn't it?
Alaskan Brewery, first craft brewery in the United States to install a carbon dioxide reclamation system. The first use of mash filter press in brewing.
In brewing or in brewing there?
No, first in the United States to use that mash filter press. It says the recipe for this beer is based on a beer from one of the 5 breweries operating in Juneau, which is the area there in Alaska at the beginning of the 20th century. So they did the brewer did a research including shipping invoices and newspaper articles, which he used for his test batches. They rejected the first 16 attempts, disposing of 10 barrels at a time before they came up with a batch that was both fit to sell and properly rooted in the history of Alaska.
A strong open then.
Yeah.
Chuck it away. So
it's brewed to a recipe that dates back to around 1900. There we go.
It's not too shabby.
It's perfectly. I enjoy it more than I enjoy most out beer. But then, at that point, you're arguing on whether it is the style that it is, and
it's the American.
I never tend to worry too much about it.
It's the American.
Is it nice beer?
Yeah, do you like it?
It's the Americans' take on that style.
Yeah, and it's very pleasant, and often that caramel taste really puts me off. And in this, it's quite crisp, and actually, its taste notes where it disappears in a second. It's like I'm actually quite happy.
And there was a claim in the book about it vanishes quickly. Well, it has kind of gone quite quick. I did kind of get a little bit of a taste for it. Yeah. Couldn't have a huge amount, but
yeah, that's my thoughts. You get a taste for it, but you couldn't sit there and have pints.
I think I'd start to suffer if I tried to get 2 or 3 pints down my neck. Yeah. But for
it's the sort of beer you probably want 2/3 of, and that's it.
What's the percentage again? Then
5.3%.
Yeah.
What's interesting is it exhibits a lot of the ideas of because it's very crisp, which is what alt beer's not really usually. It's very very malty, very heavy. They have a massive rivalry with Cologne, who make Kolsch, and they're just like, and they're just like, Kolsch is shit in Dusseldorf, and in Cologne they're like, no, it's shit, and so it's interesting that they've made a very crisp alt beer, such that possibly it sort of bridges that gap. It doesn't have that sour pang. But
it does say old style ale.
Yeah. So they've been very careful.
Interestingly,
they've been very
something
careful.
else I read in the book about the place, another reason why it's got the ship on there, is that the city they brew it in can only be reached by the sea or air. It's not accessible by land. So it's a remote city.
That's a good little backstory.
Yeah. So, well, I think we'll leave it there. That's a good point to end it on. So we'll come back for another beer review very shortly. Goodbye, Big Hand.